Do you like playing scary video games? Because I wish I liked playing scary video games, but I am too big of a scaredy cat. I can't play games like Silent Hill or like Dead Space or like Resident Evil. I may not like to play super violent, gory, scary games, but I do like spooky atmosphere in the games I play. So my interest was piqued when I came across this video on YouTube. The video is called Darkwood, the greatest horror game with no jump scares. It has 3.1 million views and it was uploaded by Bricky. Now I'll be honest, I didn't watch the video because I didn't want to spoil this potentially perfect scary game for me. Darkwood is a resource management survival horror game developed and published by Acid Wizard Studio. I think the game was first released on Steam and then it came to all the other platforms. I played it on my Nintendo Switch. It ran pretty well on my Switch. I feel like near the end it got just a little bit glitchy, but for the most part it ran pretty well. So Darkwood is a survival horror game. You are an unknown protagonist that is in a forest, and your job is to survive. Daytime is spent finding things you can fortify your hideout with, finding quest items, progressing the story, exploring your map, and then nighttime, you hunker down in your hideout and you pray for daylight. I was really excited to play Darkwood because I thought, all right, this is my perfect scary game. This is gonna be great. I'm not gonna be scared at all. No jump scares, awesome. I hate this place so much. No! Lies. All lies. Don't you dare. Don't you. The devs did an amazing job filling this game with some of the spookiest atmosphere I've ever experienced. The sound design was absolutely incredible. Every little tree branch that cracks while you're walking around, or strange dogs barking off in the distance, or weird howls you hear off in the forest, something is wrong with the forest. We don't know what's wrong with the forest, we just know something is wrong with the forest. The style of Darkwood worked really well for me because the camera is above your protagonist the entire time. If this game had been in first person, I guarantee you I could not have played it. There are some spooks in this game. Every single night was different. I never knew what was going to happen. There was no rhyme or reason to anything that happened. The nights got progressively harder the further I got in the game. Part of what makes Darkwood so frightening is that you can't really see what's around you due to your limited vision. You can only really see things that are directly in front of you, even if something is right behind you. Darkwood actually has a lot of replayability. There are different paths you can take depending on how you answer or act in certain situations. So there are actually multiple endings, multiple storylines, and multiple different things that can happen. All in all, I had a blast playing Darkwood. It was the scariest game I've ever played, and yet it didn't give me nightmares once. As for the jump scares, there were plenty. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I could have played this game late at night, laying in bed, handheld on my Switch by myself. It probably helped having my community with me as I streamed this game, although sometimes that backfired on me because they would do things like this. Oh my gosh! I highly recommend Darkwood to any horror game enthusiast. The story is a little murky and it may not have the best graphics, but ultimately, the game was terrifying. It has plenty to do, there's plenty to find, lots of lore to discover, a lot of places to explore, and there is no shortage of spooks. So here's to you, Bricky, for deceiving me with your video and telling me there were no jump scares and getting me to play one of the greatest scary games I've ever played in my entire life. You should go play Darkwood right now. It's great, it's awesome, I think you'll love it. And if you're a scaredy cat like me, trust me, if I can handle it, you can handle it. Happy gaming.